All right, welcome everybody. My name is Ian Benoliel, and I'm from Number Cruncher. We're the operators of order time, inventory, and order management. And today's topic we're going to talk about in our bi-weekly webinar is about lot and serial numbers. And if you're in a business where you have to track anything with a expiration date or something. So let's first kind of define what a lot number is. And let me bring this over here and press present. So a lot or serial number, and we kind of shorten that, called LSN, so it's kind of lot and serial number, is a number or code that uniquely identifies an inventory units within one item. Okay, one item. Therefore, lot numbers are not items. Okay, we know what an item is in our system. They are identifiers within the item. Okay, and then lot and serial numbers are used interchangeably. Sometimes an item might have both a lot and a serial number. Lot numbers or serial numbers are typically unitary, 1, 1, 1, and lot numbers typically are not. In the system, once you start tracking, an item is tracked as lot serial numbered, then anytime you receive it, you adjust it, you ship it, you use it on a work order or generate a work order, whatever, on posting transactions, then you have to introduce a lot or serial number to affect the quantity. You cannot exclude it. Okay, there's no way of doing that. Now, the advantage of lot and serial number tracking, there are many, and especially if you're doing anything with food and beverage, machinery and equipment, pharmaceuticals, medical equipment, you almost have to have lot and serial number tracking because government agencies will require it, your customers will require it, etc., etc. So one of course, is the ability to track expiration dates because we know the exact number. We can track the expiration dates and we can run reports showing, hey, which items are going to expire and when. You have the ability to backtrack, right? So because we have that unique identifier for the item, we're able to backtrack and say a customer says, hey, you know, what happened with this serial number or lot number, and we can backtrack it even if it's used as an ingredient in a work order from the customer all the way back ultimately to the vendor. Okay, so that's very important. To avoid what we call the total recall. Total recall is basically when something happens to one of your product and whatever contamination, and you need to do a recall. If you know which lot numbers are effective, then you only need to do a partial recall and not a total recall. So that can reduce significantly what we call the recall loss, and you know, customers have reported to us 60 to 70% reduction in recall loss. We had a coffee grinder that started to use the system, and they went from $125,000 a year in recall loss to $5,000 per year. Now you can also add a lot of information on each lot or serial number to give it context. It's just not, you know, a number. It can also have, like, you know, an expiration date. It can have a description. It can have up to 30 custom fields, and you can even do attachments like certificates of compliance. So that's a big deal. If you have certificate of compliance directly with a lot or serial number, you can attach it right there. And finally, we're able to do actual costing because we know it's not first in, first out, it's specific identification. Okay. So how do we go about enabling? And now I'm gonna go to order time itself, and you can create, when you create a new item, you typically will select either an assembly or a part, and once you create it, you would check this little box right here. Okay. Now this box can also, now if I have a warranty, if I'm tracking warranties in my profile list, I can create a warranty type, and I can track the number of days that from when it's shipped, and then I can also say, okay, this lot number has a year warranty. We sold it 2 years ago. It's no longer under warranty. We can definitely keep track of that as well. Now you might also have the situation where you already created an item and later on want to go ahead and make it where it has a serial number. You can do that as well. So even if the item has serial numbers or quantities even, you can go after the fact and click this box. This will show up, says changing value required, reset available, and re-record some transactions. So we're just going to kind of wait a little bit here, let it finish, and save it. Okay. Now I actually did that with this item called what I call LSN1, which is an item I just created. And I have 2 transactions for it. The first transaction I received, this was before I changed it to become a serialized item. I received 4 at a cost of $100, but I needed to adjust it out. In order to do that, we can do that either through a count or through an adjustment line item, and I'm going to show you how I did that. So I added the item, and you can see here that the net of this adjustment is actually 0. But if I go further into the details, what I did here is I removed this serial number, which was just a bogus one that order time created when I converted from not serializing inventory to serializing inventory. And then I added all the 4 individual serial numbers. If I do it like this, where the net of the line item is 0, then whatever this costs me will be spread proportionately between these 4 serial numbers. To demonstrate that, I created a report, and the report that I called is called LSN1. This is a new type of report called the ledger report. And what I'm doing here is I'm only looking at this item, and I'm doing subgroupings here by the serial number. I also have the bin number here, and so as you can see here, the serial number, this serial number in the bottom here got brought in and then reduced, and when we added each one of the individual serial numbers. Okay. And now if I make a mistake, let's say for whatever reason I make a mistake, maybe the lot number or serial number, or something is incorrect. Something is incorrect, and I need to fix it. So I can easily find the serial number that I have. All right. So here is one of the serial. Let's say I made a mistake on this serial number. So I'm just going to go and edit it, and here I can change any of the custom fields. Remember, we have custom fields, and I can actually change the number itself and the expiration date right here. It doesn't affect any transactions because these are all based on numbers as well. Okay. Now, here's where you can attach your whatever you want to the serial number. So the serial numbers is its own list. And as you can see here, I can see again the transaction that originated it, which was that adjustment that I made. Okay. Yeah, we'll answer that. I'm sure you have a lot of questions, John. All right, we'll continue on here, and let's just continue on with how to set up someone in terms of controlling. So the system can also generate lot or serial numbers for you. So if I am, for example, and I'll make it simple here, I'm on a receiver. I'm just doing real quick here. All right, and I'm going to add my trusty LSN1. Okay. All right. So if I add a new item, I can add it this way. So when I go and add an item, there's a little box right here that I can get next number. Okay. How do we generate this number? What are the business rules to generate this number? We have two options. We generally have what's called a seed, and the seed we either is the last thing that's entered, or so by date, or the last item that's entered, last serial number that's entered based on an alphanumeric sort. Okay, so the last kind of in the sort. So we can either do it by date, and when generating a serial number, we can have a serial number, a unique serial number for the entire population of all items, or we can allow a serial number to be duplicated, but for different items. Okay, to control those preferences, we go into our admin section, and we go under company preferences, and we hit serial numbers, and here we are. So when getting the next serial number, we can base it. So these are kind of the two things, and then we can base it on either the most recently entered or the last when it's sorted alphanumerical. And then each item can have its own sequence, or all items across will have unique sequences. Okay, so if you don't want to ever, even regardless of the item name, duplicate a lot or serial number, then you would pick this one over here. Okay, if you allow serial numbers with different items to be the same, then you would pick that. And then if you want to do an alphanumeric or a date numeric, you would do that. Now, this one over here, when I automatically enter an item, what this is telling me is that automatically add 35 days to the serial number. Automatically add 35 days to the serial number. Okay, so that's what that means. All right, so that's generating. And then in terms of controlling duplicates, that's also, we can do that. So generally we can allow duplicates or not allow duplicates. You can warn if there's a duplicate. You can allow duplicates when it's different items. When there is a duplicate, quantities are added together. So if you do allow duplicates and you receive, let's say, two serial numbers of the exact same thing, we'll add it together. Okay, so that's why you may see a serial number of 2, which doesn't make sense. If you want to prevent that, you would do not allow duplicates at all. Okay. Now, in this one, we generally leave this unchecked because in adjustments, we want to be able to adjust in and out of inventory serial numbers, so we'd leave that unchecked. Alrighty, and then the final thing I'm going to talk about, and then I'm going to get to some questions and some examples. I'm going to talk about getting available in this type of scenario. So I'm going to create just a really quick sales order, just to kind of demonstrate this next point here. Okay, and we'll just go ahead and create, and we're going to add one of our other items. This time we're going to add this one over here. Okay. All right. So it's irrelevant really what happens there. The other thing I could do, by the way, if I wanted to, is I could, in terms of entering serial numbers, if I click on, that's not a serialized item, that's why. Okay. Let's do this. Okay. The other way I could add serial numbers is, so I'm going to add this one to an order. I'm going to add one quantity of 1. All right. Actually, let me add another one too. Let me add one more. This one. This time I'm going to add 10. Change the quantity, change the price here. All right. I'm going to approve this order. Now, order time by default, the minute I create a ship doc or really allocate a work order or things like that, order time will go out and get the first in, first out based on the expiration date. Okay? So when I click here, when I click the ship doc, the system will go find the serial numbers or lot numbers, order them by the expiration date, and give me a what the heck? Give me a what numbers were already picked for me. Okay, so automatically it picked this based on all the expiration dates on here. Okay, it automatically picked this for me. Now there are certain circumstances. I'm going to go ahead and delete this this ship doc, and there's certain circumstances where I do not want the system to automatically do it on a ship doc. I want to be able to pick which serial number or which lot number I want to add to the ship doc. So in that case, I go again to my preferences, I go to shipping preferences, and I uncheck automatically set the quantity when creating a ship doc. Okay, so I'm going to save that. This time, when I go ahead and fulfill the sales order, when I go ahead and fulfill the sales order, the quantities will be 0. All right, so I can come in here and scan it. All right, so this is another way. So what I did here, instead of having to go all the way over here to the specific line items, I can double click here and start to scan in the lot numbers right in here. Okay, but I can go into here, and this is where we say get available. Is, you know, I can say every time I get available or scan, it can go 1, 1, 1, or it can get up to the order quantity or up to the entire inventory quantity. So if I click on that one, it'll pick the 6 that's available, and I'll pick that one as well. And now it'll pick just the 4 that's remaining to fill my entire order. And now I have 2 lot numbers that I've allocated to this ship doc. If I don't want it, I can obviously remove them. And of course I can add them like so as well. by just selecting the serial number. It's just easier to add this way. Okay. Now, if I do have unique serial numbers, I just want to show you something. So if I do have a unique serial number, and I know it's unique, on the ship doc, I can click the scan here, change this to lot number, and scan the lot number, and it fills it. I could have also scanned the lot number directly into here. Okay. So that's that. So now I have the lot numbers allocated to this ship doc. Alrighty. Now, in terms of reporting, valuations, and stuff like that, it's better to go from, there's really two sources of valuation in the system. There's the kind of the line item sources, which is the location, and then there's the more detailed ones with the bins. That's the way I created this report. And I'm going to show you how I created this report because it's really, really cool. The first thing is it's a ledger report. Okay? It's a ledger report, meaning that you can have running totals. And I added these three tables. We know how to do that. And I added these columns. These two columns are groupings. Okay? Then I have my date column, which is just the order number date, or the ship doc, or whatever document number date. The document number, the tran type. I have the bin. I have the movement quantity, which is a running total, and the value amount, which is a running total. And I just filtered by that one line item. So you can see here, there is the one grouping, which is the item, then the serial number, and then here you can see our ship doc that we created, that ship doc that we fulfilled, and that particular serial number. All right, I'm going to open it up for some questions. We have some questions already. The first question from Jonathan, question for N. If we create an item, create an associated transaction, and determine we must backtrack later, we encounter the same notice pop-up concerning re-recording. What does that mean for already instances of the items? Do they carry on without lot numbers? No. 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 What happens is that if you create an item that already has a lot of transactions, and it creates a single serial number, and that serial number is propagated for all prior transactions. That one single serial number, okay, is propagated for all past transactions. Okay, I hope that answers your questions. Okay, good. Amanda, my crew makes a mistake in creating a lot number for a finished good. Can I use this process to change that lot number when the finished good is trackable later to fix it the work order? Yes. Okay, so that's exactly what this process is all about. I just simply, let me just see which report. I think it was this lot number. No. This lot number. Hopefully that doesn't do anything up. See? changes everything across the board. So you can change a lot number at any time using this. Don't go back to the original work order. Just go to your lot number list, find the lot number item combination, edit it, and change the lot number right here. Okay. Are there any questions? Any more questions?
If you can click up in the top right on the chat and just enter your question in the box.
Can you please review, okay, question from Amanda. Could you please review if how to track a change in lot number using a work order product? Is there a way to know for the first lot number made the first 1,000 pounds and the second lot number made the remainder? Well, that's a different story. So the question is there a way to know the first lot number made the first 1,000 pounds and the second lot number made the second amount on a work order? I guess you're talking about a raw material, how to tell, just confirm that. If how to tell whether where an ingredient lot number is used in the finished good lot number. Is that what we're trying to get to, Amanda? If so, let me know. Until then, I'll just go to the next question. When we edit a lot number, okay, I'll answer that one. When we edit a lot number here, the lot number displayed in the closed work order. When we edit the lot number here, display doesn't change. Oh, I have to check that. That should change across the board. You're saying that if I change a lot number there, it doesn't change on a work order? It's not really possible. I don't know, I'll check that, but that shouldn't be. Anyways, all right. So the question was, again, the lot numbers. So in terms of finding out, backtracking a lot number, you really have to start with the item itself or with whatever finished good that you created. So let's say you create a finished product, a finished item, and you know the lot number of that item. I can easily do a couple of different things in terms of on the reporting side. So what I would do is I would do a work order, kind of the whole thing, the work order. And what I'm interested in is the lot numbers of the finished good, and which work orders they were on. Basically, that's the long and the short of it. So, you know, I could create this report which shows the work order number, and I would need to filter basically on the lot number of the ingredient. So if I put the lot number of the ingredient in here, which I'll probably get nothing in here now, see, all these work orders use that lot number of that ingredient. So let's add some more context here and put the item table here. And let's see which component each component and how much, what's the quantity. So there it all is. Each one of these work orders use this serial number of this item. And okay, so that's okay. And I'll check, Susan, I'll check when editing the lot number here, the lot number displayed on the closed work order doesn't change. I'm going to check that, obviously. Is there any other questions? Oh.
Yeah, Amanda confirmed that it was using a raw material and a finished good.
All right, I'll check that to see if we change a work order to finished good. Is there a report that shows changes made in serial numbers? So maybe the audit trail report. I don't even know. I guess we don't run that through the audit trail serialize. We'll run. We can run that through the audit trail report in the future.
Yeah, I can add that as a feature request.
Yeah, and also just for me to take a look that when I change the serial number, it doesn't change on the work order finished good. Let me check that as well.
Okay. And did you want to fall back to Amanda's question about a way to know that the first lot number picked up the first 10,000 pounds and the second lot number grabbed the remaining? Or do we want to follow up with her separately on that?
Well, we can help out with a very like a report like this. This will show it for sure.
Oh, okay. So we could create a robust report that shows you
the whole traceability.
What they picked up. Yeah. And for any help with reports, you guys can always contact us. And we have a lot of videos too to check out for it. So I'll put some of that in the webinar notes that I send out after this.
Okay.
I also added the tables and columns that he has in the report that he was just showing, the ledger. I added that in the webinar notes that I'm going to send out after this as well.
All right.
And I think that's it.
Okay. All righty.
And we'll save this recording and send it out afterwards. Let us know if you guys have any questions, and have a good day.
All right, guys. Take care. I'm checking that thing right now. All right.
All right.
Take care. Bye.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.